A Worldview from London with Adam Gilchrist.
I've been following, Adam, with enormous interest the story of the leaked files from the Pentagon, which give so much information about stuff to do with Ukraine and potential counteroffensives and conversations that are being had in South Korea about whether to supply weapons and the presence of special forces on Ukrainian soil, special forces from the U.S. and other Western allies of Ukraine. And, the fascination is, I suppose, twofold: who leaked it and why? And the second aspect is how dangerous to Ukraine's cause is the leakage of this information.
Yes, it doesn't look exactly helpful to America's cause or indeed Ukraine's cause, or generally the West. But Pentagon officials have at least confirmed the documents are real, so we're not talking nonsense. Some of these files marked top secret, and you're right about what they pay, and some of them are quite detailed about Ukrainian battle plans for a push against Russian forces, and we sort of know that is formulating, particularly as they get tanks delivered and so forth. So there are detailed aspects of that, and as you say, information on China. But I do think this one, although small numbers are involved, I think it's really important that one of the documents that's been released or leaked confirms special forces inside Ukraine. Now, we might all think that they would be there, wouldn't they? But the idea that there are potentially 50 members of the SAS in Ukraine, special forces in slightly smaller numbers, again, from Latvia, France, the United States, the Netherlands, working behind enemy lines or covertly, it suggests that Vladimir Putin is right. I mean, God, dare I say it, that this is a proxy war against NATO. For there to be effectively British, American, French, etc. soldiers in Ukraine, does that change things even a little bit?
And Joe Biden has landed in Northern Ireland. I've seen footage of him being welcomed by Rishi Sunak there to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the signing of the Good Friday Peace Agreement.
Yeah, quite a big deal that was, wasn't it? 1998. And every American president, actually, even really since President John F. Kennedy, who had Irish roots and played on those, but every American president, possibly with the exception of one of the George Bushes, has really taken an interest in Northern Ireland and all things Irish. Bill Clinton in particular pushing for this at the time of the Good Friday Agreement, but the presidents since, Donald Trump included, very keen on keeping peace, on ensuring peace in Northern Ireland, ending the troubles. And of course, that's what this agreement did on Good Friday, 1998. Joe Biden has arrived. He'll do speeches. He will meet the Irish, I think it's president. Certainly he is doing the rounds. He'll say the right words. He'll make the right noises. But this is the slight irony about it, is that whilst on the one hand, we are celebrating peace and security in Northern Ireland, it's all relative, because the terrorist threat level was raised only last month to severe, suggesting that a terrorist atrocity of some kind was imminent. There have been attacks on police patrols and police cars. There have been 2 bombs that have been stopped in their tracks just in the last few weeks. There have been a large number of arrests of potential so-called real IRA dissidents. The whole situation in Northern Ireland, if we transpose that to almost anywhere else in the world, with the exception of possibly the Middle East, you'd go, that is not a peaceful place. Why are we celebrating peace in that place? But as I say, it's all relative.
And there's a bit of a sort of military peace and security theme to this morning's topics. The final one about a large joint military defense exercise between the United States and the Philippines.
Yeah, a biggie. And in theory, a sort of a counterpunch to those big exercises we were talking about yesterday involving Chinese military around Taiwan. So here's the United States and the Philippines holding their largest combat drills for 20, 30 years, 17,500 military personnel taking part. They're not going anywhere near China itself, so it's not like they're just offshore the way that China was with Taiwan. Possibly a display of American firepower, so we're expecting to see some of the the newer things, the newest Patriot missiles, the HIMARS rocket launchers, which have made a difference to the Ukrainian military, these anti-tank javelins. I mean, they've got all sorts of kit outside of it. And I love the comment from the Filipino defense minister, who said that this is in no way inflammatory. This is merely testing the capabilities of two armies, and therefore this is not about posturing. And you think, yeah, but China said that about its own exercises, and America absolutely condemned it. So what else is this? This is not military muscle flexing.